Welcome to the BoldSign eSignature tutorials. In this video, you'll learn how to customize default identity verification settings for all users in your organization to ensure consistent signer authentication when ID verification is used. When organizations use ID verification without setting defaults, users often apply different verification levels. Some choose strict checks while others select moderate options. This inconsistency leads to varying levels of signer authentication and can compromise document integrity. It also forces users to manually adjust verification settings every time they send a document, adding unnecessary steps, slowing the workflow, and increasing the likelihood of mistakes. BoldSign solves these issues by allowing administrators to define default identity verification settings for the entire organization. These predefined settings are automatically applied whenever users enable ID verification, ensuring a uniform verification process across all documents. This removes the need for constant manual adjustments, improves consistency in signer authentication, maintains document integrity, and helps teams save time while reducing errors. To begin, log into your BoldSign account. Expand the Settings menu and choose the Business Profile option. Only account admins can access business profile settings. Scroll down to the ID verification section, where you can configure default identity verification settings that apply to all users. Identity verification only verifies signers using their government-issued documents. These settings help maintain security and compliance without having to adjust them for every document. Let's briefly explain the settings in each section. First, identity verification frequency. This customizes how often signers must authenticate their identity. Options include every access, which requires verification each time they access the document even after signing, until signed, which requires verification only until the signing is complete, or once per document, which requires just one verification regardless of access. By default, it's set to every access. For our scenario, I select until signed to balance security with user convenience during the signing process. Next, number of verification attempts. This limits how many times a signer can try to verify before access is restricted, up to a maximum of 10 attempts. The default is 3. I set it to 2 to enforce stricter compliance for our sales contracts. Then, name match tolerance level. This defines how strictly the signer's name must match the one on their ID. Options are strict, which allows minimal variations, moderate, which allows some middle name or prefix or suffix differences, or lenient, which permits minor spelling errors. The default is strict, and I keep it that way for precise matching. Now, allowed ID documents. This allows you to choose which types of IDs signers can submit, such as passport, national ID card, or driver's license. By default, driver's license and passport are enabled. For added flexibility, you can also enable national ID card to accept government-issued national identities. In this case, I enable all 3 for broader acceptance. Allowed countries lets you specify which issuing country's documents are accepted. By default, all supported countries are allowed, but you can restrict to specific ones for compliance. In this case, I enable the option and select the required countries. Require selfie check uses advanced facial recognition to compare the ID photo with a live selfie, preventing identity theft. It's enabled by default, and I keep it on for enhanced security. Finally, require live document capture mandates signers to capture a real-time image of their ID using their device camera, ensuring it's not a photo or copy. It's also enabled by default, and I keep it enabled to verify document authenticity. Once done configuring settings, save the changes. These defaults will now apply organization-wide. Let me show you how the settings are applied. Let's create a new document. Click Create New and select Create New Document. Upload the required document and add the client details. Next, expand the Settings menu and enable Authentication. Choose Identity Verification Method. To check if all the default settings enabled in the business profile are updated, click Edit Settings. As you can see, all the settings set in the business profile are displayed. If needed, you can update any setting here. Check all the settings and submit. Click Next. Place all the required form fields and proceed to send it for signature. Setting identity verification defaults in BoldSign ensures consistent, secure verification for every document, while eliminating repetitive setup and avoiding errors caused by inconsistent methods. These settings help maintain compliance and smooth workflows across your entire organization. If you found this video useful, click like button and subscribe for more BoldSign how-to videos. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.